Hello everyone.
It's Sherry
and Terry, and welcome to
Twin Talk.
And it is Wellness Wednesday. And if you are shocked to see us sitting here after seeing the video yesterday, we're shocked too.
We are.
We both had some side effects from eating all of the spicy chips at
Just
one
mainly
time.
like tummy burning, sore
throat,
and feeling a little nauseated.
Yeah,
But
we're here with you today, okay?
it was fun though. It really. I know that sounds weird, but it was really fun doing the challenge though, because we never had them.
No, and I think that everyone handles spice differently, and so you'll just have to. I hope you're all going to do something, and if you do, we don't suggest if you do not like spicy foods, then that probably isn't the heat that you want to start with. Okay,
No.
Maybe the Cheeto chips. Start with that first. The 15 on the Scoville scale. But again, thank you so much for everyone, your comments and your likes and your shares, and we do appreciate it. And find that you are subscribing to the YouTube and to Facebook, and we are posting on Twitter and Instagram as well. So let's talk wellness.
Yeah, we wanted just to come on and talk to y'all because today is Wellness Wednesday. Terry and I, this has been and I know it sounds crazy, but a lifelong journey for us in regards to wellness because even when we were young, we struggled with our weight.
Especially with weight.
Yeah,
and just understanding.
yeah, we did.
And I think I'm more sensitive about that, though, because I don't want everything to be about weight.
Yeah.
I want to just be a happy, healthy, just a person
because
that
wellness doesn't
my body.
it's not just in regards to
don't let
weight. It's body,
No.
mind, and soul. It's everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And balance and all of those
Yes,
things.
exactly.
And so don't let any one part of wellness define who you are.
That's right.
That's what we're trying to
But
say.
the point I was getting to, we never understood that until we were adults. And then as adults, both of us were diagnosed
with hypothyroidism.
And it really opened up a whole new
When it made sense.
world.
It made sense why our bodies were reacting the way that they were to things. If you're not familiar with hypothyroidism, then it is meaning that your thyroid is not producing enough hormone. And so it can cause fatigue, extreme fatigue, weight gain, brittle hair, nails. So it affects the skin.
Even depression.
Some people have, can be a side effect. That's not anything that Sherry and I have dealt with. The other three things that I mentioned definitely is. And so it's something, but it made sense to us. And because of that, we now have been more aware of why our bodies may be reacting the way they are. Yeah. And this is what's really interesting because you see that we are, in a lot of ways, that we are identical. But Sherry and I, one thing that we don't is that we've realized that foods and different things, exercise, we have different schedules. We're very different in those ways. Yeah. We have different sleep patterns, different stressors in our lives because of our work. She's a nurse and I work in emergency management. Yeah. All of those things. That's why I said you've got to examine your whole life, really. What are you doing sleep-wise? Exercising,
meditating,
and eating. That all plays a part into your overall wellness.
And in regards to meditating, Terry, she's a big proponent of that. But it's not just sitting there and being quiet. Terry will read. She will. It's a lot of different things. Her meditation, like we had said, we both love music, and Terry actually will listen to music or even. Go sing, do some singing, or something
music
like that.
Music heals the soul.
It does.
So, but with all of that said, we want to come to you. We did have found out that for us, we want to focus right now on the eating part because we're going to talk a little bit more about those other aspects. But we have, for Sherry and myself, we've discovered that we need to eat every 2 to 3 hours for our bodies to function. And also that we have to restrict, unfortunately, a lot of people, because you may have a wonderful metabolism and you can eat whatever.
We don't.
We are jealous of that if that's you, okay?
We are not like
We are not those people that can just go out and eat whatever we want. And so most of the time, Sherry and I have found that we have to stay within a 12 to 1,500 calorie diet.
And to lose weight,
you have to
for me, I have to even go lower than
about
that.
1,000 to 1,100.
Terry, she's been doing this as far as really
well, I've figured out my body.
She has.
I've kind of figured out what Sherry's still, trying to figure out some of those things.
Back and
but
forth.
I really have since 2008 actually figured out what works for me, and so it's been fun actually to know how my body reacts to different things. I know if I'm not getting enough sleep and how I'm feeling about that, and that can even affect my weight.
Well, and I tell you, I woke up in regards to the overall wellness. I woke up a few years ago. I was traveling to Tennessee as a nurse and travel nurse, and I was in the hotel. It was the night before I had it, and oh my gosh, I got the worst headache. I mean, I literally thought I was going to die. It was that bad. And I found out, I waited all night long and went to an emergency center the next morning and found out I was basically in hypertensive crisis and probably should have gone to the emergency room. I gained a lot of weight from traveling and just stress overall of daily life, and just the travel, the stress, the weight, my blood pressure. So I was diagnosed with high blood pressure. Never had high blood pressure my whole life. Terry has never had high blood. Aside from hypothyroidism, that was our only health issues. And so it really woke me up. So it's taken me a couple of years to figure my body out and what works the best. And I've learned last May, as I told y'all in our introduction video, that I really started concentrating on wellness then. And Terry's helped me out a lot with
but what we've also figured out is a lot of people, you think because we're identical twins, well, whatever that one twin does, the other should be able to do and it works. It is not the way, because again, like I said, we do have different lifestyles, and that does play a big factor. So, but one thing that we thought was important, because we know that you're busy, and so we're just going to go right into this, is that we have recognized that a lot of people want to skip breakfast, and that's okay if that works for you, and you feel energy throughout the day, and you find that that's working. Sherry and I get grumpy if we miss breakfast, and we've noticed we actually will get a little shaky, like you feel jittery. So we have to eat breakfast. So, and we like food anyway.
We do. We told you we are foodies.
So
we're foodies.
Yeah. So
we're learning to balance that session that we've got. Yeah.
So what we're going to share with you is actually some breakfast ideas, and Sherry has a recipe that we're going to actually share with you too, if you like oatmeal. Now I'll tell you that, but a lot of people do. So I'm going to put this up so you can actually see. These are not our charts that I'm showing you, but these are some breakfast ideas, and I know that you have your own preferences, and that's the wonderful thing. There's a lot of choices here. So Sherry's going to go over the overnight oatmeal, but I want to tell you about some of the ideas that are on that part where it says breakfast ideas. Is you can mix and match these however you want. Here in the South, we like a hearty breakfast.
Or grits, or bacon.
You have to have it all together. The sausage, bacon, grits, eggs, everything, the jam, and it all has to go together. But for us, we've learned that those are special occasions for us. We can't eat that way. So we'll eat a smaller portion of something. And you have to, again, know your body and what it needs to jumpstart the day. So you'll notice that, on the idea list, you have maybe just toast with peanut butter. We like toast actually with avocado spread, but we'll use a low-calorie toast that may have 45 calories for a slice rather than 90 calories a slice. And you spread that on, it's yummy goodness. And then so also with eggs, you don't have to have all of the trimmings to get. One egg has almost 100 calories in an egg, and you start frying that in butter like we like in the South, you're adding another 100 calories or more. So you have to just kind of balance all that out, know what works well for your body and what your taste buds like. So those are just some ideas on the screen, and share your ideas with us. What works for you if you're a breakfast person especially. So Sherry's going to go into the oatmeal because that's one of the choices there.
Well, a couple of years ago, I was traveling, and during Hurricane Harvey, went on deployment to help with the disaster there at one of the hospitals so that others could go home and take care of their families. I had a roommate that she introduced me to Overnight Oatmeal.
Yeah.
Never had heard of it. On the screen, you'll notice there's 5 different recipes or combinations. If you go to that website, it's the indianspot.com, it actually gives you those recipes and how to do them. But what I got to show you, and Terry's going to go back to the big screen and I'll show you real quick.
So you've got all of those, you see all those, and then no, on the screen, you don't have to use those ingredients.
You can use your own mixture.
Yeah, so put what in your overnight oatmeal, if you're going to use that, and that's one of your things you want to do, put what you like in it. And also, just because it's called overnight oatmeal and we're talking about breakfast doesn't mean you have to eat it for breakfast. We are doing, on Sunday afternoons, we have breakfast. We do our bacon and all of that fun stuff for lunch on Sunday afternoons. And so it's just up to you. So let's go back here. I'm going to switch back to our screen here.
So this is, I learned how to do this, like I said, from fellow travel nurse. Her name's Janet. I love her. Hi, Janet, if you see this. But she taught me how to do the overnight oatmeal. And it's really easy. Now, this is a different recipe from the one she taught me because, like Terry said, you can adjust it to what you like. So in this jar, and I'll open it up and show you in a second, but this is
a mason jar.
Mason jar. Yeah, it's great because it has the lid. Perfect lid. But you can put it in a small Tupperware container to mix it, as long as it stays closed. But this is a 1/3 cup, and I use low carb, low sugar yogurt like Oika's or Carb Masters from Kroger. It has a 1/3 cup of almond milk, and it's the low sugar almond milk, low calorie almond milk.
Unsweetened.
And then it also has a 1/3 cup of blueberries and a 1/3 cup of oatmeal. So it's got 4 things that are 1/3 cup: the yogurt, the almond milk, the oatmeal, and the blueberries. And then I also added a tablespoon of chia seeds and 2 tablespoons of flaxseed, because flaxseed is great fiber. Yeah. So I'm going to open this up real quick, and I just want to show you what it looks like.
We're going to taste it.
After it sits overnight, it thickens up. So it's really loose, but it thickens up, and you'll see there's the blueberries. But I want to show you how thick. It's like, see the thickness?
And Sherry, you can use steel cut oatmeals. Is actually the more coarse the oatmeal, it really is better for you. This is more, she used the quick oats.
And my nurse friend, she actually, the way she taught me was the steel cut oats. So that's the best you can, because that's the most.
Janet, sorry, she was out of, she didn't have those in house.
I didn't have those.
She didn't have them in house.
I didn't have the steel cut or the old fashioned. I had the instant.
This is quick oats.
This is quick oats. But the first is the steel cut oat because it's the most unprocessed. Then it's the old fashioned, and the one that is the most processed, it's been broken down the most, is the instant. Yeah. But that's all I had. But it's okay. It's just going to make it a little bit
consistency more.
Yeah, the consistency
pudding-like, I would say.
So y'all, I love it. I love it. And in this whole jar, y'all can see it's almost 3/4 of the way full because that oatmeal swells up. Only 250 calories for this whole jar.
And she did add a little bit of stevia for sweetener.
I added 2 packets of stevia.
Because the almond milk is unsweetened. But the blueberries, I just had a blueberry. And it's a little tart, but it has enough sweetness that just depends on, I told y'all I don't eat a lot of sugar, so for me, I think I'm good.
Y'all, I'm telling you, once you start eating this, you'll be hooked on it. And my husband, he grew up on his grandmother, Grandma Waldrop, ate oatmeal every single day, every morning.
So it just depends. Again, this is what works for Sherry, and she really likes this, and it just really depends on what works for you. So these are just ideas that we wanted to share.
Did you want to show them that protein?
No, we're good.
Okay.
We're good. And so hopefully please share your ideas with us, and we appreciate you joining us today. And just a one about this, what Sherry gave you. The important part that we have found is having balance in carbs, fiber, calories, and protein especially. And if you're like high blood pressure or anything, you want to watch your sodium levels.
Well, yeah, I'm glad Terry mentioned the protein, because one thing I usually do put in it is protein powder. And I was out of that. So it's not in this specific recipe, but to balance your carbs and your protein, and it's great. So you can actually make a chocolate oatmeal.
Well, and there are flavored protein powders. If you want to add some protein, you can get chocolate and vanilla and French vanilla and strawberry. There's all kinds of different. And I'm going to go in another video on a Tasty Tuesday. We're going to share some of those recipes with you that I use. I actually do use protein powder in some recipes, and even making a cake that is very moist.
And it's good. I've had it.
So, so we're going to share that, but thank you for joining
us
today.
And I hope y'all have a great Wellness Wednesday.
Eat and be well.
Try the overnight oatmeal. It's really good.
Thank you.
Bye, y'all.